Gary, it's the end of the pre-season friendly programme. You've won comprehensively, but it's always nice to end with a clean sheet.
Yeah, it is. Oh, that was Terry's view. He would have roasted them and run them after the game if they'd have let in a goal, because clean sheet was important to us. And we had a different little shape out there today to suit all the players that we wanted playing. So we just thought we'd have a look at it. And the boys, other than the first 10 minutes when they got caught out with it a couple of times, they soon worked it out, and we looked obviously quite potent, and really pleased with the night's work.
James Hayter got a hat-trick, but we all know what he's capable of. Sam Hoskins, another one to get a hat-trick. Must be good for him to get some goals under his belt before the season.
Yeah, I mean, it's always good for strikers to hit the back of the net, whatever level you're playing at. But we know that we've got sort of 4 or 5 strikers that can hit the back of the net at the moment. And as you say, going into the season, if I've got to choose between 4 and 5 strikers that are hitting the back of the net, then it's a good thing for the manager, because whether they're on the pitch or on the bench, everyone's going to be used for the first month or so because there's so many games.
You only had to make a couple of substitutions as well, one with a slight knock and the other hasn't been involved for much of pre-season.
Yeah.
You must be pleased with the lads' fitness as well.
Yeah, I was very pleased with their fitness. We're playing a team that's part-time, so obviously it'd be wrong if we didn't look fit towards the end of this game against the team that's part-time. But again, we've worked hard. We haven't treated it like a rest. The boys treated it, with professionalism, if you like, because they worked hard, and they would have got their fitness from it, which is good. And James Berwick, who's been out for a little while with a thigh strain, we're sort of gradually working him. He had 20 minutes or so at Truro, and he had another 60 odd minutes today. And touch wood, he's had no bad feeling with his thigh, and he's a quality player, and we need him fit.
Nana was the one that did limp off. Have you got any sort of early news on him?
The only early news was that, to be fair, although he was banging the ground like a wrestler, submitting, it looked like it was worse, than it probably was. But he's had a bad ankle, and he's been brave enough to train on with it, and so he just got clipped on it, and I think he went down in case he was injured rather than because.
I know that you said after the game at Truro that you were going to change things about tonight, looking ahead to Saturday in Doncaster. Have you still got some big decisions to make in terms of starting 11 places?
Yeah, I think there's a couple of places up for grabs in our heads. We got to see who's available. We've had a look at a couple of lads now. We've still got to make decisions on a couple of the lads, of course. But the lads that we've got to make decisions on are very experienced players. They're not trialist A and trialist B. They're players that one of them is fit already, and the other one needs a bit of fitness work because he's been training on his own. And so I'll have a chat when we start, and we'll see what we want to do. But certainly one of them was a very big part of that game.
Okay. In terms of the captain's armband as well, that's in some people's minds is still up for debate. Are you any closer to allotting that on a permanent basis?
Well, that sort of happens, if you know what I mean. It's as I said to you earlier. You sort of leave the captain's armband in the middle of the floor somewhere and sit and see who picks it up, and who kicks it away, who steps over it.
Marvin Elliott as well, a new face in tonight.
Yeah, well, Marv hasn't trained much. He's had to train on his own. I think he's had a few offers in certain places. I think. He loved his football. He enjoyed his time under me at Bristol City, and my game probably suits him, that all-action game. But as you can see tonight, he's still got that telescopic leg that comes out and tackles somebody, and he's also very good in the air. No, he's got some great qualities, Marvin. I've just got to be sure that he's free from all his injuries that he's been unlucky with, and also he needs a little bit of fitness. So, but I've always liked him, and he was a major part of my success at Bristol.
Okay, you said as well perhaps that the players may have to move out as well. Are you any closer to any perhaps exits from the club?
Not that I can tell you right now, but well, I can't tell you right now anyway. Because there isn't any exits just right now, but there's certainly workings of it. We're trying, and we're sort of probably 2 players top heavy of our squad, and you know, we and there's probably a couple of lads that won't get games, so we need to. They know that, and we're hoping to, you know, get them fixed up somewhere.
And one final question before I start to freeze: are you confident going into Saturday's game?
Yeah, I am. I'm pleased with our squad. I've seen individuals that we've brought in, what they've got. I mean, you know, you've only seen them in 5 or 6 games, but I've seen them in training every day, and I know what they've got. And I think, you know, if we can get a good start, if we can get a crowd that's enthusiastic and really gets behind us in their noise and their numbers, and they show the lads that they're up for it, the lads will get up for it. You know, there's no doubt. And you'll say, well, why don't they get up for it with 1,000 people? Listen, 6,000-7,000 people. I'm not saying we'll get that, but if we did, that then I've gone a long way in getting people's mentality, knowing that this club is right up for it. Not just the players, but the club's right up for it. And that'd be great if we can get a noisy, colourful crowd against Doncaster, our old, you know, adversaries. Is that the word?
Yep.
Thank you.